What's up, brother fam? Welcome back to a brand new whip review. I'm back at Audi Wesley Chapel, and today I have with me the 2021 Audi Q7. And as usual, I'm gonna tell you the top 10 things that you need to know about it. But before we get started, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any other video that I post in the future, and also enjoy the other reviews that I have on the channel. Now, without further ado, let's get in the review. Let's ride. So this is the 2021 Audi Q7. Let's take a quick walk around it. So let's start with this color. So you have a nice Navarro blue metallic on this car. It's very shiny. I like this color. Blue is my favorite color. You can let me know what you think about this color, but I think it looks very good on this car right here. So to the front, you have LED headlights with LED daytime running light, but you don't have dynamic turn signal. So if you go to a trim above, maybe to the Prestige or the SQ7, then you can get a nice LED bar right here that will pretty much serve as a LED daytime running light and dynamic turn signal. And also you would get HD matrix LED headlights on this car. So going lower, you have a nice grille right here. It's perforated. So this is the difference between the Premium Plus, which is the one I have right here, and the Premium level. So the Premium level, this is not perforated, but on the Premium Plus, it is perforated to let the air go through and cool off this nice radiator at the back. But to the side right here, this is just a design and it is not perforated. But you have this nice matte silver accent to it, make the car look sharp. And also at the middle, you have this nice Audi single frame grille. This is the octagonal single frame grille. And you have this nice matte silver around it, good finish. And you have the same finish at the front lip as well. You have a split right here to let the air go through. And everything is aerodynamic to the front to cool off that radiator at the back. You have the camera right here, front camera right here, Quattro badge over here. Usually you would get two radars, one on each side of the grille, but on this one you don't have it. So they're usually for safety features, but on this car you don't have that one because you don't have the package on it. So you gotta make sure you check what package you have on the car. So now let's keep going and see what we have to the side. Right here you have 20-inch wheels, and they can go up to 21 inches depending on the package that you have. So if you have the black optic package, they can also go to 21 inches. So the rim is very, very nice. I think Audi rims are always nice. So you have turn signal on the mirror, you have the, it's very well hidden, so if you don't look for it, you're not gonna see it. So you have chrome around the windows, and you have matte silver on top for the roof rack. So you can pretty much place racks on top of the car if you want to store like skis, put a cargo on top, or bikes, whatever you want to place on top of the car. So you can place a rack right here using this bar right there. So at the bottom you have this nice matte silver seal, and you have the Quattro badge on it. So this is the only distinctful thing that you can get on a Q7, because no other Audi model has this right here. This seal with the Quattro badge on it, it's only on the Q7 and the SQ7. You're not gonna find it on any other model. So this is very nice. And the body line is very well pronounced as well. And you can see the shape that they form. So they start right here, and you can see that they dent a little bit right here. So they're flat in the middle, and they start coming back up, going towards the back. So this is very nice. And you have a nice little skirt at the bottom of the door as well. Very small, nothing too exaggerated. So now let's keep going to the back and see what we have. So at the back, you have a nice roof spoiler right here. So it's good for aerodynamics and also improve the look of the car in general. So you have this nice matte silver bar that links both taillights together. You have fully LED taillights in this car. So Q7 badge over here, Quattro badge over there. So you have two reflectors, one on each side, and the reverse lights are actually inside this reflector right here. So pretty much it's just like the Q5 where you have the reverse light inside the reflectors. So It's the same concept right here. So going lower, you have a nice sporty diffuser. So it's pretty much all bumper. So you do not have like exhaust on the bumpers. So it's just a design pretty much. And the actual exhaust are behind the bumper and facing the ground. So everything that is silver or chrome on this bumper, even this bar right here, if you had the black optic package on the car, all of that would be all blacked out. Even the chromo on the windows, it would be all black, and the grille up front will be all black as well. Even the Audi logo and the Q7 will be all black. So this is what the black optic package does. So you have this nice towing capacity in the car. So you have this pin hook right here. So if you want to pull skis, jet skis, so pretty much this car can be very practical as well. So the Q7 is 199.3 inches long, 77.6 inches wide, and 68.5 inches tall. So this car has very good dimension, and the height of the car can already tell you that you're gonna have headroom. The length and width of the car is gonna tell you that you have a lot of space inside, and this is actually what you're gonna get. And I will show that in a minute. So the 2021 Audi Q7 is powered by a 3-liter turbocharged V6 engine that can produce around 335 horsepower with 369 pound-feet of torque. So Audi judged that this car can go from 0 to 60 in over 5 seconds, just about 5.5 to 5.6 seconds. And it is controlled by an 8-speed automatic gearbox. So you have 5 different modes in this car for the Audi Drive Select. So you have auto, dynamic, comfort, individual, and you have off-road. So this car, you can pretty much take it off-road. Not you would take your Audi off-road ideally, but if you are in a situation where you have to go through gravel, or if you're going in the mountain or something, then you can pretty much use the off-road mode pretty much to help you cope with those situations. So the fuel efficiency in this car is about 18 miles per gallon in the city and 23 on the highway. All right, now let's see how the Q7 drives. So pretty much I am sitting in comfort mode right now, and I'm taking a nice corner right here. So you have the Quattro all-wheel drive system in this car that will keep the car grounded at all times. So this car is over 2 tons for sure. It's a big car. So you would expect that the car is gonna slide in the turns. So you have the Quattro all-wheel drive system that will send power to the wheel that needed the most and keep the car stabilized. So pretty much this car is gonna handle the corners very well at high speed. So I'm in comfort mode. It's the softest setting in the car, so the car is not really going to be too sporty. You're not gonna feel like the engine kicking too much responsiveness. So the throttle right now is very loose. I can feel it. So now I'm pushing it a little bit. It's going, but it's not going as fast as it can, pretty much because it's the comfort mode. So I'm gonna put it in comfort and sport and see how the car will react. Let me take this corner right here. Let me see how it feels. All right, the car can pretty much handle it. I can feel the car is a bit stiff, but it's still agile around the corner because you have the Quattro is backing you up. So I'm in comfort and sport. So it picks up a little bit. You can feel that the engine is trying to wake up, but it's not totally awake. So definitely dynamic mode is the biggest or the sportiest setting in the car. And I'm gonna put it in dynamic right now and see how the engine is going to react. Dynamic. So I just put it in dynamic mode right now, and S. Now let's see how it goes. All right, this is much better right now. This is a better kick down. The car wants to go now. So the engine is waking up a little bit. So 335 horsepower in this car. This is quite a good amount of power in this car. And I think for a huge family car like this, and that has towing capacity, I don't think you need more power than that. Unless you want to race some dads on the street, some moms on the street. But other than that, this is significantly enough for you in a family car like this and a big car like this. But if you want more power, you can either tune this engine and get it to go quicker, or you can just simply go to the SQ7. This car has a lot of power, and it has 500 horsepower in it, and this one has 300. So it's like almost a 200 horsepower difference between those two cars. So you can tell how this car is fast, and this car is pretty quick too on dynamic mode, I would say. See on dynamic, you see the car is picking up very well, and I can feel it. It's gripping me to the seat. So this car is gonna shake you, and imagine how the SQ7 is gonna make you feel. So pretty much that's how it is in those two cars. And if you want more power, as I said, you go to the SQ7 and you can tune this engine. But 335 in this car, I think it's enough. It's enough in this car for sure. So the Q7 is packed with convenience features, and the one I'm gonna show right now is the keyless entry. So right now the car is locked. So with my key in my pocket, you can pretty much unlock the car. So all you gotta do is just approach the car, place your hand behind the handle, and you unlock it just like this. And it's very fast. So you can just approach and pretty much pull the handle and it's gonna unlock. So now when you get out, so if you wanna lock it with your key still in your pocket, there is a little sensor on the handle. You can just tap it and you lock the car just like this. Now you can pretty much do the same thing on the tailgate as well, and I'm gonna show you how. All right, now for keyless entry on the tailgate, with your key still in your pocket or in your backpack, wherever you have it tucked away, you can just approach the trunk, a small kick to the middle, and you unlock it just like this. So there is a button on the tailgate. You can stop it at any time, and you can use the same button to bring it back down. So now let's check the interior of the Q7. So pretty much you have all leather interior in this car. So I gotta get this out of the way. So this is something that you should expect in an Audi, to have that leather interior. So you have leather seats, leather armrest right here, leather steering wheel, and you can see all the stitching going on right here. It's right here on the armrest as well, and you have a lot of stitching on the steering wheel. And this is a multi-function steering wheel, and you have all those buttons that pretty much let you control most of the function in the car using this screen right here, the virtual cockpit. So you have two screens in the middle, leather shift knob right here. You have the volume knob right there, start engine button right here. It's all black, so it's very nice. So you have this nice gloss black finish on the dashboard, quattro badge over here, and you have this nice it's like a wood finish with a clear coat on top of it. So in some model you don't have that clear coat on it, and you have the same thing on the door as well. It's very nice. It's almost the same color as the screen. It's very solid. It's a dark color, so it's very nice. It blends with everything inside the car, so it's not like popping out too much, being too extra inside the car. So this is very nice. So you have two cup holders right here, and in the middle there is a little spot where you can insert your key when you get in the car. So you have 12-volt socket right here as well, parking brake right here, and underneath this you have the Audi phone box. So this is a lot of thing that you get in front of this car. And also you have this nice, this panoramic sunroof is probably the biggest one you get in the Audi. This thing goes all the way to the back. Very nice view of the sky, very nice. And you have a glove box compartment right here, decent amount of storage in there, not too much. You can place a few items in here, and you have another little storage over here on the driver's side where you can pretty much place some items if you want them to be like conveniently placed for the driver. This is pretty much what you get inside of this car, and you have a lot of speakers right here because you have Bang & Olufsen sound system in this car, so you're gonna get a lot of speakers as standard. So now let's see how practical the Q7 is. So when it comes to practicality, so the dimension of the car already tells the story. So you would expect in this, and it is the case. It is absolutely huge in front of this car, tons of space. So right now I have the driver's seat pushed all the way back, and I can reach the brake pedal and I can push the gas pedal, not all the way. Even when I extend my leg all the way, I can barely reach the full length of the throttle. So pretty much I am 6 feet tall. So if you're over 6 feet, then you're gonna have a nice time driving this car. And the steering wheel, even though I'm reaching out for it right now, and you can adjust it. There is electronically pretty much, there is a button right there where you can adjust it. Very simple and convenient. So if you're shorter, you can just adjust your seat as well. So you have power seats, you can just adjust it electronically. So this is very convenient, very nice in this car. So now let's see how it is at the back. So this is how it's looking at the back right now. So I still have the driver's seat pushed all the way back, keep that in mind. And look at all the knee room that I have, and leg room is not an issue at all. I can slide my feet underneath the seat in front of me. Space is not an issue, is not a concern in this car at all. And look at all the headroom that I have here. So the car is pretty tall, so a lot of headroom. So they use the space in the car very well. They use all the dimensions very well. And on top of it, you can pretty much move the seat back and forth. So pretty much you're gonna get more knee room. Look, this car is like a spaceship or something, and you can pretty much recline your seat Like I can pretty much take a nap at the back right here with you if you were traveling. So this is pretty much the perfect family car, I would say. So you can adjust everything in the car. So the only thing is that at the back, you have to use a lever to operate the seat. So at the bottom right here and on the side to operate the seat. But up front, they are power seats automatic. So pretty much this is what you get in the car. So all the seats can move pretty much independently. So the middle can move independently, the right side and the left side move independently. So in the previous models, so that is the difference right here. So in the previous models, so those two seats, left and center, would move together. Now they changed that where the center can move on its own. This is progress right here. This is 2021 for you. All right. So over here you have two USB-C connectivity right here, and you have rear conditioning right here. So you have 3 zone climate control in this car, 2 up front, 1 for the passenger and the driver, and you have 1 more zone at the back for the people sitting at the back. And you can change all those temperatures independently. This is very, very nice. So one more thing that you have in this car, you have a 3rd row of seats in this car, which is at the back, and I'm gonna show you how to access it. So pretty much, if you want, you can use this seat. You can pretty much fold it all the way, and you have buttons on the side right here to operate those seats at the back to make them come up. So pretty much you have those buttons on the side, as I mentioned before, and you can just press it and the seat is gonna come up just like this. And there is one at the bottom, you can press it and it's gonna come down. So you have 2 seats at the back, very, very nice, and you have speakers on top for good sound quality as well. So Practicality continues at the back, and I'm gonna show you how it works. So pretty much you're gonna see all the space that you have at the back right now. So this is how it goes. It goes very deep, and you can pretty much lay at the back if you want and take a nap right here, or if you just want to hide from the rest of the world, you can just come at the back right here. There's plenty of space for that. You can camp inside the boot of this car. So if you want more space, you can pretty much fold the back seats, and you're gonna have extra space if you want to store more items. But there is a tremendous amount of space in this car for sure, and this is the dimension right here. So on top of it, you have cup holders at the back for the rear passengers as well, because you know you have a 3rd row of seats, so they probably drinking at the back. So if you're traveling long trip, this is a huge family car, so you can pretty much have cup holders right here for the passengers at the back. And you have 2 buttons right here as well to pretty much unfold the back seat, the 3rd row. If you need, you can do it from here or you can do it from the middle. So 2 ways. So pretty much everything is convenient. As you can see, everything is practical inside this car. All right, now I am back up front to talk about the MMI system. So let me switch on the car. So pretty much when you switch on the car, you can pretty much hear this nice melody. It's like a nice welcome sound that you get from the car saying welcome to the car. So let's talk about the MMI system. So underneath the armrest, you have the Audi phone box. So you have a wireless charger. This pad right here, it's a wireless charger for your phone. And also when your phone is inside this box, it serves as a signal booster using the antenna of the car. So ultimately, you're gonna have better service inside the car. So now at the center right here, so you have 2 screens, one for the MMI, one for the climate control. So the one at the bottom is an 8-inch screen, is for the climate control. So pretty much you can operate everything related to climate, like fan speed, temperature, and you can slide from the side right here to raise and lower. So it's a nice shortcut right here. Same thing in the middle. You can change air direction. Very, very convenient right here. So, and you also have heated seats in this car. So some of them will come with cooled seats as well, but this one only has heated seats, a premium plus. So on top of it, you have this 10.1-inch screen, which is for the MMI system. So it's a touch screen. You can use it just like your phone. This screen is very, very responsive. I can tell you that for sure. And everything is very well organized and is very user friendly. Even if you're like 80, 90 years old, you can use this easily. Very user friendly, and everything is self-explanatory. So if I go to vehicle, for example, you're gonna see a nice render of the car. When I go to Audi Drive Select, it's gonna show a nice animation right here. I like to see that in every Audi. Very cool. And this is where you can find all your driving modes in the Audi Drive Select with off-road as well. So navigation, you can pretty much use this just like your phone. You can use 2 fingers to pinch to zoom in and zoom out. And also when you're inputting like an address, you go to search. So the screen for the climate control turns into a writing pad or a trackpad pretty much. So I can write this, I can key in everything I want, or I can just write it. So E or
R.
there you go. So this is rider. So now on the other side, you have the Audi Virtual Cockpit Plus. So on the driver's side, this is where you have this. It's a 12.3-inch screen. This is HD. You can see everything clearly. You need to squint or anything, force your eyes to see anything. So everything is right here. So over here, you get information about the car, like gas consumption, AC consumption. You can get the driver assistant package is gonna show right here. So like lane keeping assist and active lane keeping assist, and you have the adaptive cruise control with distancing is going to show right here, and your traffic signs are going to display right here as well. And also you have media right here. If you're using Apple CarPlay, then you're going to have your music showing over here, Android Auto as well. And if you're using radio, it is going to show here as well, radio station and music playing. And you can have access to your phone right here. You can make phone calls from here, and you have navigation as well. On top of it, you have two views. So you have a bigger view where you can make everything look bigger, like the map, for example. It looks great in the big view. So everything is very nice on this virtual cockpit right here. So on top of it, you have wireless Apple CarPlay in this car. So even though you have USB-C connectivity in this one, you have two ports in here, but you can use Apple CarPlay wirelessly in this car, so you don't have to use the USB connectivity. But USB connectivity are also good for faster charging because the wireless charger takes a bit longer. But other than that, you can use Apple CarPlay wirelessly in this car. Not Android Auto yet, Apple CarPlay. And at last, you have the Bang & Olufsen sound system in this car. You have 19 speakers that will give you like premium sound, and you have the 3D sound effect in this car. It's like, it sounds like a sound studio or a concert. Very, very, very high quality sound in this car. Alright, now when it comes to safety, this car comes standard with all your airbags. So you have advanced airbag in this car. You have front, knee, and overhead airbags. So you have active lane keeping assist in this car, which you can operate using this little button right here on the turn signal lever. So pretty much is right here. So you have Audi Presense on this car. It's located behind this mirror. It's gonna help slow down the car if you're about to impact something at high speed. It's gonna first notify this screen right here. Then you're gonna feel the seat belt tightening up. If the sunroof is open, it's going to close it. If your windows are rolled down, it's going to roll them up. So this is all safety precautions for you. So the Audi Presense, that's what it does when you're about to impact something. And also you have blind spot assist on both mirrors. It's a little spot on the mirror on the side that will pretty much illuminate when you have a car in your blind spot that you can pretty much not see in the mirror. So this is very, very useful. And I fell in love with that feature. And it's nowadays it's in a lot of cars, but the way Audi does it is very well located. I like it. So you can see, and it's very bright, and you can play with the intensity of the light as well. So if you want it like less bright or brighter, then you pretty much at the MMI system right here. So this is very, very good. On this car, you don't have adaptive cruise control because you do not have the sensors, the two radars up front that I mentioned at the beginning of the video on the grill. You don't have them in this one, but if you go to a Prestige, then you can probably get them, or even the black optic package on this car can come with it. So it's also important to make sure to check the sheet that comes with the car, so you know every single feature that has in the car that you're looking at, so you don't just assume that you have this feature. But of course, there is a lot of features that come standard in the car. So this is what I'm saying. Everything that I'm mentioning here right now is pertinent to this car. This is a premium plus. So the 2021 Audi Q7 has a price tag of $67,000, and this one is a premium plus model. It's available at Audi West Chapel. And if you have any questions or inquiries about this car, feel free to contact Maria at Audi West Chapel. She's going to be able to help you wherever you are in the country. Alright, Rider fam, thank you so much for watching this review about the 2021 Audi Q7. So this car, to me, it is very, very, very practical. So if you have a huge family, or if you want to carry a lot of stuff, this is definitely the car to get. So it's very practical, very useful, and it's very convenient as well. So if you want to see this car in more detail, feel free to check out the visual video that I have about this car on my channel by clicking the little pop-up right here. So now, if you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe right now so you don't miss out on any other video that I'll post in the future, and also enjoy the other reviews that are on the channel. Now, until we meet again, let's keep riding.